In the last 3 months in my agency business, we have added $12,000 a month in MRR, which is monthly recurring revenue, not master resale rights, for over $140,000 a year in annual sales, over $150 if you count the onboarding fees that we charge. And I'm going to tell you in this episode how you can find your next high ticket client, not from running ads, not from social media marketing, but from within the network that you already have. This is the Profit and Prosper podcast, where you will learn how to take home a six-figure paycheck from your business without having to sacrifice your life today. So a lot of the clients that I work with, as we're creating and implementing a high ticket offer in their business, they'll be like, Sarah, but how am I actually going to find somebody who is going to pay me this much? How am I going to find the people who are going to buy this offer? Because usually when we're shifting your offer structure, the people who are your current clients, the people who are currently in your network, even the messaging and branding that you have tends to speak to a different level of client. And when we implement a higher ticket offer in your business, I'm not saying every time, but most of the time, I find that you are going to have to start speaking to finding a different level of client for your offer, which can feel intimidating. But I'm going to tell you that I don't think I've ever worked with a client who has implemented a high ticket offer who has not found their first one, if not their first 5 or more clients from the existing network that they already have. So back at the end of April, I made it my goal to add $30,000 a month in MRR to my agency business for a variety of reasons that I covered in a previous podcast episode, which I think is a good one. You should go check it out. But I set out to do that. And in the first 3 months, like I said, we added $12K a month in MRR. And as I was looking back at my list of clients that we added for this episode, that revenue came solely from people who were referred by existing clients or by referral partners, and from upselling existing clients. So your next client that you're going to find, your first or your next high ticket client, the odds are very high that you're not going to find them on social media, that you're not going to find them from some wholly new, super cold source of traffic. It's probably going to come from within your network or even from within your existing client base. So that's not to say that you can't create a whole marketing system around driving cold traffic and generating leads from new traffic sources. In fact, I do think it's something that we all need to do, because one of the things that people tell me when they're trying to grow their business is they're like, I get a lot of referrals, but I don't know how to get clients who aren't referrals. And I don't think I can grow my business sustainably beyond a certain point without having another source of traffic. And to that, I say, yes, I do agree. But also, I know businesses that have made it into multi-7 figures from networking and referrals with a high ticket offer. Because, like we've talked about in previous episodes on high ticket offers, you actually don't need that many clients in order to scale your business to 20K, 50K, 100K or more months. You really, truly don't need a huge number of clients. And it is perfectly fine. You are not less of a business owner for not having a 20-step funnel, for not running Facebook ads, for not having a ton of different traffic sources. Okay. So I definitely see a benefit to diversifying your marketing channels, absolutely. But when it comes to identifying your next high ticket client, I'm going to encourage you to start within your network. So there's really 2 sources that I think most people can look at to find their next high ticket client. One is going to be from your current referral partners, your current network of people that you know, even your current audience, just like people who already follow you on your email list or social media. And then the other source is going to be upselling your current clients, and not just retaining them, but creating your high ticket offer in a way that is easy for a current client to ascend into that high ticket or recurring offer. So let's talk finding clients within your network. One of the things that I like to tell people to do, my clients to do, as we develop a high ticket offer is, even if you don't have it on your website yet, I actually don't even want you to put your offer on your website, at least not fully fleshed out, until you've sold a few. Because I don't want you to waste the time in trying to make it perfectly pretty on your website and perfectly branded and designed. Because what I typically find is we'll brainstorm your offer and we'll come up with what you want to do, and you might sell some, but after you work with a client or two, you might find that things change. You might find that you want to tweak things. Honestly, I don't even care what's on your website. What I like to tell people to do is just to put what I call minimum viable sales collateral together. It can be as simple as a Google Doc or a page in Canva that you make that just outlines what is included in the offer. And then you take that and you start socializing it with people, reaching out to people in your network, reaching out to referral partners that you know that have sent you clients in the past and saying, hey, I created this new thing. I'm really excited about it. Here's what we're going to do. Here's my target client. Do you know anyone who would benefit from this offer? Almost treating it like a press release for your new offer. Telling everybody that you know, everybody in your network, announcing it on social media everywhere. I'm doing this now. Who do you know that would be a good fit for this offer? And most of the time, it may not happen immediately, but I find that when my clients do consistent outreach for a few weeks, reaching out to people, following up with people, you typically will start to find somebody knows somebody. There's somebody in your network who knows somebody who is that ideal client for your offer. And all it takes is talking to the right person at the right time for them to make that connection for you. And boom, you found your first high ticket client. My first ever high ticket client, $4,000, came from a referral. I actually didn't even have my CFO offer fully fleshed out yet. I had just started talking about wanting to take on a CFO client. Somebody in my network knew somebody who needed a CFO, and they said, hey, go talk to Sarah. And you know what they did? We had a call. I signed the proposal. My mind was blown that somebody was going to pay me $4,000 a month, but they did. And the rest is history. When it comes to networking, don't be afraid to ask for what you want. Like, don't be afraid to be blunt. It's not about having more coffee chats and trying to book calls on your calendar, networking, connection calls with people. I actually don't really ever do coffee chats because to me, they're kind of a waste of time. And I don't mean that to sound snobby or anything. I just don't find that those types of calls are beneficial. But what I do find helpful is identifying, hey, referral partners that I know have potential clients in their network, and not just having a coffee chat, but really genuinely building a relationship with them. You're not going to do that in a 15-minute coffee chat. I'm not going to identify you as my next referral partner in a 15-minute call. I'm going to identify you as a potential referral partner. I'm going to connect with you over time as we build a relationship. I literally was having this conversation with one of my intensive clients, and she had started to do a 100 touch connection challenge, basically reaching out to 100 people because we had created a new offer for her and she wanted to identify some new referral partners. She came back and we had our coaching call after she had had a few calls with referral partners. And she said, yeah, they really didn't go anywhere. I feel like we just kind of chatted a little bit and there were no tangible takeaways. And I said, you need to intentionally ask for what you want. Tell them what you need and then ask them for what you need. And then remember that they're people too, right? When you're reaching out to people on LinkedIn or on Instagram or via email, like every person that you are having a conversation with is a real human being. And sometimes, especially when you're messaging people or emailing people, it can be hard to come up with what to say. And I just want to remind you that coming from a place of service, like you're not trying to be salesy. Asking for what you want is not automatically icky and gross. Coming from a place of service, coming from a place where you really want to build a genuine connection with people is going to get you way farther than being wishy-washy and not asking for what you want. Now let's talk about how to upgrade your current clients, because I think this is a vastly overlooked area of additional revenue for you. Out of that $12K a month that we added in MRR, I would say probably 20% of that came from current clients that we had who were in a certain package and either upgraded to the next level of service because me or my team identified that that would be a good thing for them to do. And we started planting the seeds with them and they decided they were ready to upgrade, or clients who were adding on things on top of their existing services. So really being intentional as you create your offers with building out an offer suite that is easy for clients to ascend into the next level, on top of making sure that you prioritize client delivery, giving them a good experience, following through with the things that you said that you were going to do so that they want to not just stay on you with you forever and ever, but upgrade to give you more money, to do more work for them, and also to refer more people to you. The last place that you can look for your next high ticket client is in previous leads. I actually have a really great example of this. Before I implemented our CFO offer, I had a couple of people that I had sales calls with who didn't end up signing on for our lower ticket bookkeeping or tax prep offers. And after I came back and started socializing with my network of people, hey, we're doing the CFO offers now. Here's how you can get started. 2 of those people came back to me and signed up for that offer. So don't discount the power of following up with prior leads, prior people that you have had submit inquiry forms with or have submitted sales calls with. I also like to follow up in my email provider. I personally use ConvertKit. Anytime I promote a specific offer, I keep track of who clicks on the link. And if I see somebody who's clicking a whole bunch and not signing up, I'm going to send them a message. I'm going to reach out to them and say, hey, not to be weird, not to be creepy, but I see you're checking this out. What questions do you have? How can I help you? What's stopping you from signing up for this offer? Like, I want to be there to help them process that decision. Sometimes I think this follow-up can feel gross. It can feel icky. You don't want to come off as too salesy. But again, you're talking to a real human being, approaching it not from a place of trying to sell them something that's not of value, because what you are doing does have value, but coming at it from a place of, again, I want to build a relationship with you. I want to get to know how I can help you. I genuinely want to provide value to you. I want to be of service, and I want a good exchange for that service. I'm not just doing it for free, right? But just coming from a place of being genuine and authentic, I think really changes the whole vibe of it. And it makes you be not the salesy, icky person, but the person who actually cares about them enough to continue to follow up and ask them how they can help. I think throughout all of this, whether you're talking to referral partners, your network, your existing audience, your past clients, your current clients, when we want to sell more, it can be really easy to not want to have conversations with people. I even do this to myself. I feel like sometimes my ego gets in the way and says, I shouldn't have to reach out and have these conversations with people. I've been in business so long, like people should just know who I am and know what I do. But you can't argue with the fact that having conversations with people really does work. Anytime I am having more conversations with people, anytime I'm making myself more visible in front of my network, my audience, I always have people come to me. We actually have been doing a visibility challenge in the High Profit Society, and I've had several people send me messages that say, you know what, I've had leads come to me, not necessarily from the channels I'm even being visible on, but I think just the energy that you have, the intention that you have of showing up and being of service and being open to receive clients in that way draws more people to you. And also in having more conversations with people, you're going to learn about what parts of your offer click with your ideal client. You're going to start learning what messaging really resonates with them, because you're going to say things and you're going to see how they react and when do they get excited and what words do they use. And you can take all of that as more data points, just information for you to use to continue to not just make your offer better, but also make your marketing more effective. So to summarize, your next high ticket client is probably in your network right now. And all you need to do, all they're waiting on is for you to show up and say, hey, I'm here for this. And that person is going to be like, immediately, yes, sign me up. Before we go, I want to drop a really quick reminder that my free 3-day mini course is starting. So if you're not signed up, why aren't you signed up? In the mini course, I'm going to be sharing how to create and implement a high ticket offer so that you can scale your business to 20K, 50K plus months and shift into being the CEO of your business in the way that you show up, in the way that you run your business, in the way that you run your time. So if you're ready to transform your business and transform yourself from being in the weeds of your business into being truly the CEO, sign up for the mini course at sarahhyoung.com/CEO shift. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to this episode. I hope it was helpful and that you got some good takeaways from it about finding your next client. I'll see you back for the next one.